Hello, you scurvy knaves, and welcome back to All the Mods 7, Episode 3 with me and Kodo. It's so fantastic to have you all here. As you can see, we're still walking under the black flag, and we actually have a black flag on our ship now. And today, we're going to start Stage 1 of becoming completely overpowered. Let's go. So unfortunately, from this distance away, our flag doesn't really show up there, which is kind of upsetting. It's just the render distance on this. I mean, even though with render distance turned up, it just doesn't show up until you get closer to it, which is kind of upsetting. But you know what? We work with what we've got. In between episodes, we did a little bit of work. So you may notice there's a little bit of moss growing on the outside of Skirpy here. I love that name. Oh, by the way, do you like my swim fins? They're so ridiculous. So we've even gotten a little bit of a start on our overpoweredness with that. But notice also the armor that I'm wearing here. It's this armor. It's the armor that I had to make because I found some platinum, and now we have platinum everything. Still has to be enchanted, so it's not quite to the overpowered stage yet. And I made this steel katana, 9 attack damage out of the box, which is dumb. The Crimson Iron one actually will do, I think, 9 as well, but Crimson Iron is a lot harder to come by than steel. Steel is just iron and coal, and you can make steel. Real simple to do. You can do it on day one. You find iron and coal and make yourself a ore hammer out of copper, and you can make steel and have this pretty much day one. The steel katana, which is just amazing. So we now have our katana back. We have our armor back. I'm feeling pretty good about things, but we're still not overpowered yet. We have to get there. But which means we have to go inside and just have a little discussion about what I've got set up. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at what we've done with the base here, too. Because as you can see, I've been doing some decoration off camera. Now, a lot of this I was thinking about, well, should I do it on camera or off camera? So much of it was just placing blocks in different places that I was just like, let's just do it off camera and then I'll show you what I got going on. So I found glowberries, I found moss, I found vines. We've got jungle logs that are up here, so if we go inside, we go down our little waterway here, past this. The chains, so the idea is that you've got these chains that look like it's sort of holding this whole thing together. And the logs there, like I've got the jungle logs up there, same idea. So the pirates found this place. It was an old monument or shrine or something, so they sort of shored everything up and put it back into some sort of use. So you go downstairs and go inside, and you'll notice, if I can get past the vines here, that we've done the same on the inside here. So we've got vines, we've got moss, we've got leaves, we've got the amethyst. You can, with the supplementaries mod, you can make amethyst walls and slabs and stairs. So I did a little bit of that. So we got amethyst sort of dotted here and there throughout the build. We've got the glowberries, chains. This is layered andesite, which is another supplementaries thing. Actually, no, that's create. I'm sorry, that's create. So from create, we got that. And so I've dotted those around the walls to give it a little bit more texture. And I think we've just made this is getting a lot closer to my vision for this place originally. So, and we changed out the railing too, because I like this railing a lot better. What is this from? This is from Macaw's Fences and Walls. This is andesite walls, which with the little iron on them, it's really neat looking. And it goes really well with our andesite lanterns too. So rather than having that weird looking iron railing, we've got that instead. So it's getting much closer to my vision for this. And we've got a gunpowder barrel because, I mean, remember the old Errol Flynn movies, old Errol Flynn pirate movies? There's always like a gunpowder barrel just randomly sitting somewhere. There you go. And then down here, we've got some of these barrels that I just sort of dotted around to make it look a little bit more piratey, you know? So we got these are just decorative barrels. There's no storage to them. There's nothing inside of them, but they look neat, so therefore they're here. And thank you very much to, and I apologize, I've forgotten who it was that mentioned this on my last one. But thank you very much for telling me about the whole pliers trick. So there's a pair of pliers you can make with Macaw's bridges that will get rid of the railing at the end. So you can basically have a 2-wide bridge or a 3-wide bridge or a 10-wide bridge if you really want to. So we now have the bridge that looks much better. We've planted sugarcane, bamboo down here around this area, and we've filled this in with water and water coming from the ceiling over here. And down there, by the way, is our mine. So if we jump in and take a look at this, yeah. And then we have a ladder going down to our mine. I thought that was a neat idea. So sort of like a little hidden area in here. As we've got a little bit of stuff in here in the bedroom. We found a couple of these copper lanterns down in the mine, so I've been using those. Well, we've, of course, got our globe and a chair over here. And, of course, you can't forget LeBron James, the MVD. That's most valuable dirt, by the way. So he has his own shelf over in the corner. He is immortalized forever with 2 statues next to him. So thank you, LeBron James. The most important part of all of this is this. It's the salvager. It's my favorite thing, and it's back. The salvager, in case you are unaware, is one of the most overpowered blocks you can make in this pack. For the simple reason that any item that's made out of iron, gold, silver, diamond, leather, anything like that, you can toss into the salvager and get its base components back for the most part. Now, let's say you put like a half-destroyed iron pickaxe in here. Rather than giving you 3 iron and 2 sticks, it might give you 2 iron and 1 stick. If you throw in some leather boots that are almost completely shot, you might get 1 piece of leather back. But if you throw in diamond horse armor, you will get 6 diamonds out of this. So if you go gallivanting around the world and find, a dungeon that has diamond horse armor, iron horse armor, gold chest plates off of the ruined portals, gold tools that you don't really care about, you can just toss them all into the salvager, and it will grind them up and give you back the raw materials. So it's great. If you notice over here, if you look at my iron stocks, I now have a bunch. I went out and found a bunch, of course, but also a good probably 100 of this is just from finding gear in loot chests while I was wandering around in the mine and in the caves down below. So 100 iron for free, for nothing. I mean, it does take crimson iron to make this, but you can take a little excursion to the nether and find 4 crimson iron in 5 minutes. So Overpowered Stage 1. What do we do for that? Well, we've already got a pretty good start on it by having our platinum armor. So I found enough platinum to be able to make a full set of platinum armor. Now, Silence Gear allows you to make armor out of bunches of different stuff. I found platinum was overall the most useful for me because it had a fair amount of toughness in between iron and diamond. The armor itself it has the same rating as diamond for the chest plate, and I believe for the helmet. The chest plate has the same rating. The rest of these are 1 below. But it also has armor toughness on it, which is really nice, because that actually will allow it to be a little bit more durable than iron will. Not quite as durable as diamond, of course, but it's pretty close. And this is repairable. So if you find more platinum, you just put your platinum into your repair kit, and you can repair your armor until you have mending on everything, which is the next step. But this armor is just really good in my estimation. Now, you could do different types of things. You could go steel armor. Steel armor is actually very good as well. I chose to go steel weapon, platinum armor. Obviously, you could do steel everything if you really wanted to. Like I said, steel, very easy to make in this pack, even early on. So if you notice, we'll go steel dust. This is how you make it. You get 4 bits of coal, iron dust, and an ore hammer of some variety. It doesn't matter what it is. I use copper because it's cheap. And the iron dust you get just from taking iron ore or iron ingots, hammering on them with your ore hammer to get dust, and then 4 of that, and you get your steel dust. Step 1 of us being overpowered, pretty much complete. We've got the armor, we've got the sword. We also have the setup. We have a full enchanting setup. We have the salvager. And then over here, we have this, our water strainer with a bunch of worms in it, a bait pot, which I probably need to make more of those. There's 8,000 uses left. I was looking at it going, but it's reversed. It goes backwards on here. It always wigs me out. And the reason that this is important is because not only are you getting food out of it, which is nice, you also get enchanted books. So in this one, for instance, I've got Efficiency 2, Mana Regen 2, and Luck of the Sea. And over here we got Projectile Protection. So nothing to write home about yet. But as soon as we can get this enchanted, we can go to town. Because the next enchantment in the enchantment table is Luck of the Sea 3. So we need to get up to about 13 more levels, and we can go put some Luck of the Sea on this, and it will drop a ton more enchanted books. So we have our setup. We have the water strainer, we have the salvager, we have the enchanting setup, and then outside we have the last piece of our setup, which is this, the tombstone from Corail tombstone. Now, I was lucky enough to get an Essence of Undeath to drop on, I think, episode 1 of season 2 here. Because the Essence of Undeath is what you need to be able to actually make this. So if you go look over at it over here, so Essence of Undeath, there we go. So Essence of Undeath, crafting ingredient. There is no crafting recipe for it. It's something that just drops off of certain mobs with a very low chance of happening. I just got really lucky 2 seasons in a row here. So that allows you to make the tombstones from Corail Tombstone. And we have our little purple thingy floating around it, which means we have a trap soul in there we can use to strip enchantments off of any kind of enchanted gear, put them on a book, and then we can turn around and put it on our gear. So I'm hoping we can get some enchanted gear dropping off of some critters a little bit later on here. I love swimming into this thing. It's so cool. It honestly didn't even take that long, really. It really didn't take that long to do this. It was just sort of throwing blocks around, and it came together like this. I'm really happy with it. So if you're out there building stuff, by the way, just keep building, keep throwing blocks at the problem until you find something you really like, because this turned out really, really well. Sorry, got sidetracked there. So we have our setup. We have everything that we need to get to the early game overpowered stage at this point. The only thing we're missing, if you may notice, is that little number down there in the bottom, which says 17, needs to be 30 or higher. And we don't really have a way to get that much experience that quickly right now, other than just some basic mining. We don't have the enchantments on any of our gear, except for I got efficiency 3 on this Crimson Iron pickaxe. Huzzah. Yay, efficiency 3. We don't have any of the enchantments on there that will give us experience yet. I do want to get those at some point, because those are just the most overpowered thing ever, because you then get experience from mining stone from your hammer. So it's pretty dumb. So I'm hoping that that's still in here. I haven't checked yet to see if that's actually still a thing, or if they took it out because they thought it was just too ridiculous. But that is what we need. We need to have a lot more levels so we can start enchanting our gear. But we need experience to do that, and we need an experience farm to get all that experience. Luckily for us, we have something nearby that was going to help us out quite a bit in this particular endeavor. This right here. This that we found in episode 1 of this season, the stray spawner up on top of the mountain here, this is going to give us the experience that we need to be able to enchant things and get them to the point of just being utterly and completely ridiculous. So we need to clear out a bunch of stuff around here. And basically, we're going to turn this into almost your typical spawner farm. Now, I say almost because we could totally do that. We could totally just make one that we sit here and just, beat on the mobs until they die, and all their stuff falls into a hopper, goes into a chest, we get the experience, so on and so forth. But, you know what? It's modded, and it's all the mods. So we're going to go this a little bit different this time around from the last couple of spawner farms that I've built, and the last couple of spawner farms that I've actually built in this pack, because I haven't done it on camera. So we're going to do it a little bit more on camera this time around, so I can go through the whole progression of what we're doing here. So if you look at my backpack, you'll notice we've got a bunch of different stuff. We've got a bunch of these cut calcite that I'm going to use for the enclosure itself. We've got a door. We've got some of this tinted glass. Since I had amethyst, I figured I might as well. So we've got tinted glass that we can use so we can look in and watch them die. We've got our andesite lanterns and chains so we can have light in there. But we also have a few things up here. So first of all, we've got an iron chest and a hopper. Pretty standard stuff. We have our salvager. We brought that with us. We have our grindstone. We brought that with us so we can rip off enchantments and then recycle the gear. But then we've got these mob fans and this mob masher. Now, this is from Mob Grinding Utilities, and this is a fabulous, if I can stop typing in caps. Sorry, I'm not yelling at y'all. This is a fabulous mod that's in here that allows you to make farms out of things. Now, ideally, what we want to do is we want to get one of these rotten eggs, so that we can make a super duper spawning area. And then we can effectively just have unlimited amounts of experience. But for right now, we don't have the ability to make this, because we need a certain number of things to make this nutritious chicken feed, including this fluid XP, which we're going to need this for, the absorption hopper, which we can't get just yet because we don't have Eyes of Ender. That's okay, though. One step at a time. So what we've got here is we've got 2 mob fans and a mob masher. Now, the mob fan is fairly pretty self-explanatory. For those of you who played modded Minecraft at all, it blows stuff in one direction or another. You can upgrade it with width, distance, whatever. This is the mob masher, and it is fabulous because it basically will allow you to sit there and destroy mobs and just collect the experience and the drops from it without doing anything. So you don't have to worry about your gear getting all messed up. All you do is just basically stand around and watch it happen. And in most cases, sometimes you don't even have to do that. You could just set it to automatic, leave, come back, grab all the liquid experience that you're going to get using this absorption hopper from your fluid tank and all the drops from everywhere else, and you're good to go. So we've got a mob masher, and all of these, by the way, all they take is a redstone input, so we get some levers with us too. That's it. That's all it takes. And then the fan upgrades, we may have to actually get a distance upgrade, sort of depending on how far this goes, but the distance upgrades are fairly simple. We just need feathers, redstone, and ingots. That's it. That's all it takes. Real simple. So we need to clear out this area. We need to sort of clean up this water around here, since a lot of this, since I left torches around, has now sort of gone out of control. So we're going to clean all this up and get started on our farm down here. And while we're kind of clearing all this out here, I wanted to take a few minutes to throw out some shout-outs for some people here. So, first of all, to all of you who just keep showing up to my videos in droves. It's amazing, it is appreciated, and it is kind of flabbergasting to have all of you just showing up week after week, day after day, video after video. Just every time I turn around, I'm breaking new records. I just hit the 40,000 views milestone. I just hit I'm almost to 400 subscribers, which is just astounding. I just, the amount of interest and the amount of just interaction that all of you have had over the past 3 months has been nothing short of miraculous. But yeah, you all keep showing up and keep having fun, and hey, that's all I can really ask for, is that everyone's having a good time. Maybe you're learning something along the way, but for the most part, you're just really enjoying the content, and that makes me feel good because I'm an entertainer. I'm an entertaining kind of guy. That's what I like doing. So when people are having a good time watching my stuff, it makes me feel good. So thank you, first of all, to all of you out there. Now, for a few of you out there, you've probably been watching some other people who have been doing all the Mod 7. For the most part, Super Turtle. Like, Super Turtle and I have been the ones that have been sort of carrying the flag for all the Mod 7 for the better part of the last couple of months now. So for those of you that are coming over here from Super Turtle's page, hey, welcome. Glad to have you hanging out. Super Turtle's a great guy, fantastic creator, really does like the tech side of all the Mod 7 really well. So if you're looking for like a very tech-heavy kind of... Oh, that was a long drop. Ow. If you're looking for a tech-heavy kind of tutorial for a lot of the stuff that's in all the Mod 7, you could definitely do worse than Super Turtle. He is a great creator and knows what he's doing. So definitely go shoot him a follow. He'll have a link down in my description below. But I found another guy who is decidedly more PG-13 than Super Turtle and I are. Who's also doing all the Mod 7, has been doing it for a bit now. And the first thing he did was make a nuclear reactor. Like, literally, I think on episode 2 of his series, he started making his nuclear reactor. He's only got 20 subscribers. I'm glad to say I was the 20th subscriber. And like I said, he's decidedly much more PG-13 than I am, or that Super Turtle is. But he is absolutely hysterical, and I don't know why. It's just, I was sitting here, I was just, paging through YouTube to see if anyone else was doing all the Mod 7 that I could actually, shout out when I was doing my episode here. And I ran across him, and I don't know why, but the entire time I was watching him, I could not stop laughing. It was just the funniest thing watching him do stuff in there, and I don't know why. It's not, I wasn't laughing at him, I was laughing along with what was going on. And it was just hysterical, and it was so much fun watching it. I watched like 4 of his episodes back to back to back to back, and it was just fun. Now, like I said, much more PG-13. There is language and stuff that is kind of harsh, but if you're okay with that, he is hysterical, and that is Silent Weirdo. He also has a great YouTube name. So Silent Weirdo is also doing all the Mod 7. He is definitely taking a very tech-heavy approach to it as well. Like I said, the first thing, he's got this ginormous reactor. Like, he has a reactor that's about the size of this hole I've dug here. It is huge. And I don't know what he needs all that power for, but he has it. So I definitely go drop a follow for him. Give him a watch. He is So much fun. and I don't know why, but he's a lot of fun to watch. So highly recommend you check him out as well. All right, so let's. I think we've got all this cleared out as much as we want to get it cleared out. So let's go ahead and get the room around this thing built, and then we'll figure out where we're going from there. All right, now we have our spawning platform here. Now, it's only one above, yes, I understand, but it's not going to really matter. It's not going to matter because, honestly, we're building this for a very short-term thing, i.e. we want to get enough experience to be able to start enchanting gear and all that, and when we're going to go to the nether to get some more resources so we can actually make that cursed earth farm, effectively. So with the rotten egg. So this is a very short-term kind of thing. So it doesn't need to work, it doesn't need to be like super amazing. But what we do need is do we want to do this? Yeah, sure. We'll do it out of the calcite bricks. Why not? Because they're going to have, let's see, probably this side is going to be the one that's going to be open so that we can see what's going on. Which means this block right here is going to go at some point, and I'll show you why in a minute. So let's go ahead and put our calcite in. We'll get rid of that. And actually, that one is not going to be there either. So that's where that's going. Okay. Good, good, good. So, I just fell off my platform. That was dumb. Okay, let's try that again. See, some creators would edit that out. I, on the other hand, have no issues showing you how derpy I am sometimes. So, whoops, that was not where I wanted that one. Speaking of derpy, give me that back, please. Thank you. Gonna need that. Okay. So that one goes there, and then that. Okay. So the reason we're leaving this open down here is normally when you've got a spawner set up like this, you have all of the mobs either going to the center or going to the side, then you have a water stream that sends them that way. We are going to be using our mob fans over here to send them flying across. We are going to use water streams to get them down here, though. And, we're in the frozen biome, though. How are we going to pull this one off? Ooh, I just thought of that. Well, that's no fun. We'll figure it out. We may have to make a lot more mob fans here, and we may have to do the upgrades for the mob fans too. But that's okay. We can figure that out. Because I'm trying to... How could we keep the water from freezing but not have the light come in so that it's reducing the spawns? I think we probably will just have to end up going with mob fans all the way across. Which means I'm building one of these walls for no good reason whatsoever, because we are going to need a mob fan here, and then we're going to need mob fans across this wall that shove them down here into this fan where they go into this corner down here, which is where our mob masher setup's going to be. So let's just honestly just go ahead and get rid of all this since we don't even need it. Yeah, so I'm going to need to make a bunch more mob fans. Hang on, let me just go ahead and teleport back home, and we will get some more mob fans made. And it is now the next day in real life, and you would not believe the epic journey I went on trying to find materials to make those mob fans, because it needs feathers, and apparently there's only 2 chickens in my world. Total. So, yeah, I came back and I realized, you know what, we're overthinking it. So forget the mob fans, screw the mob fans, we're not using them. We're going to be using waterlogged stairs because waterlogged blocks do not freeze. So we don't have to worry about the freezing issue there. So we've got waterlogged stairs all along the back, waterlogged stair here, going down into this little area where you have another waterlogged stair. It's going to take them down into the mob masher. Now the mob masher is real simple. You have the mob masher down here. Notice that I've got my collection chest down there. That will be changing at some point very soon because we're going to be using absorption hoppers. But the mob masher is real simple. Once you have it down, it basically is a directional block. So you put it on whatever side of the block you want, and you then just have to power it with the oldie lever here. And now it is spinning. Do not touch it once it is spinning. Just trust me on this. If you do, bad things will in fact happen. So we've got our spawner here in the middle. We've got all of our waterlogged blocks. We've got our mob mashers set up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and turn it off so I can work in here and not fear for being ground up like terrible Akodo sausage. And yeah, let's go ahead and finish building this, building it up with our blocks, and then we'll be ready to give this thing a test. So let's see what happens here. And hey, we have our first customers. It is in fact working. Well, sort of. Well, I guess I'll worry about that in a minute. Because yeah, okay, there he goes. Yep. Ow. Okay, so now we turn on our mob masher and just grind the skeletons apart. There we go. He's got his bow out. He's like, who's hitting me? It's the machine, dude. Ooh, 3 at a time. That's right. Get sausagified. But now we need to actually make the front part of this where we have the viewing area so we can actually look through and see what's going on and then sort of extend this out a little bit. So we need to put that in still. So, yeah, I mean, it functions. It does, in fact, work. And then we just can come down here and get the experience and the drops. And no effort on our part whatsoever. It's just all the mob masher doing all of the work, which is fantastic. It's like automated murder. I'm a sick man. I understand that. So let's get the outside built up, and maybe we'll do a redesign on that inside bit. Or maybe we'll keep it as it is. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. And after a little bit of building, we have made ourselves a little enclosure around here. Nothing fancy, nothing amazing. I used the calcite and snow because I mean, it's kind of the theme we got going on here. So, and of course, downstairs also built. We've got a little room down here where we've got all the drops that are being collected. And this is our AFK spot right here because we've got plenty of light up here. Nothing's going to spawn. And then we just stand here and they come down here, they get mashed up, all their experience drops, we collect it, and then all the drops show up in here. We've already got some golden leggings, some leather pants, a bunch of bones, arrows, we've got tons of fun stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and AFK here for about half an hour just to see how much experience that I get, because we do need to get another 4 levels. And then, yeah, we'll go back and we'll start doing some enchanting and get to the overpowered stage of Overpowered. So we'll be back in a bit. And after about a half an hour-ish, we've got a whole bunch of bones, a whole bunch of arrows. Some of these, I've already broken down the armor into some leather and gold. But most importantly, we have 37 levels. So we can go wandering back home and get some enchanting going here. So, yeah, let's do that. And the first thing we're going to enchant is actually our Fisherman's Strainer, because that's going to give us Luck of the Sea 3. And efficiency 4, so that's not terrible. Actually, that's really, really good. So we've got another bait pot we can toss in there, so we're good there. So let's take a look and see what else we can get. I think we go with the pants and see... There we go. Perfect pair of pants. Well, as perfect as we can make them for right now. So let's see here. So what do we have now? What do we got? We've got Unbreaking 3 on the chest plate. We've got Sharpness 4. I think we have to go with Sharpness 4, but let's see what else we've got here. Fire Protection, meh. And, ooh, Respiration 3. Ooh, so do we do Respiration 3 or do we do Sharpness 4? Oh, I think we do Respiration 3. And we got Prot 4. Hey, cool. That'll work. All right, so we've got now Enchanted Leggings and Enchanted Helmet. We've got these 2 books we can combine that we'll go ahead and do. Whoop, not that one. On this right now. So now we've got a super book for our sword. And we have better armor. Doesn't glow because the enchantment thing for Silent Gear doesn't really work all that well. But we do have some basic enchantments now. We're going to go put that back with that, put some more worms in it. Let's put our books back. And then we've actually got Aqua Affinity and Soak Touch we can rip off of these as soon as we get some Graves Dust to put on other tools. So let's go put our Fisherman's Strainer back. We're going to get some more levels and do some more enchanting. And after a little bit of grinding, a little bit of work, we got a couple more enchantments. But more importantly, we now have this setup back here. So we have our Absorption Hopper. I was able to actually find a couple of villages when I was doing some exploring, one of which had a cleric, so I traded up with him to get a bunch of Ender Pearls. So now we have an Absorption Hopper that is feeding all of these drops into either this over here. I should probably, I can take that out. Ooh, Graves Dust, I need that. Either into this, or it's feeding all the experience into here. So now we don't have to actually AFK over here and get the drops, get the experience drops themselves. The Absorption Hopper will pick everything up. So we don't even need to have any kind of other hoppers or anything over there. And so the skeletons just go over there and die and drop all their stuff, including experience, which will turn into liquid XP. Go ahead and get some more experience here. Lay AFK for a little bit longer, get a couple more of enchantments. But while that's going on, I have something else that I wanted to show you, which is this. We found one of these. You know how in vanilla Minecraft you typically find the igloos in the tundra biomes that have the 2 villagers underneath, and, you know, they are trapped in here? Well, we found that, but instead of underneath a igloo, we found it underneath one of these little hobbit hole houses, which you can find dotted amongst the landscape in all the mods 7. So if you come up here, you notice I already cleared everything out from in here, but this is the start of an amazing looking cave that is right next to this over here. So there's our boat, there's another portal, there's our hideout. I don't know how many times I must have walked past this and not seen it, but I just happened to find it one day. I was actually digging through the mountain, and on my map I saw a little green dot, and I went, I wonder what that is, and I dug to it and found this. So we have a Fletcher, which is amazing because we can just go ahead and trade him all these sticks and make all of the emeralds. Unfortunately, I can't get to his experience back here. That's strange. I should be able to if I dig it out this way. There we go. Okay, so that's how it has to work. Unfortunately, we'll fix that later. Not right now because I've got other stuff going on. So yeah, we now have a Fletcher back here, which is fantastic. And then over here we've got this guy who we're going to turn into. If he'll, can you back up? Can you get back just a little bit? Just a little bit. I don't ask much. If you back up, I'll give you a job. You sound like the worst capitalist ever. All right, with some gentle encouragement, we got him to move back here, and he now has a job. And he is... Ooh. So paper and that. That is, I don't need either of those things, unfortunately. So let's put that down there. We'll break this. And what we're really looking for is mending, because that is the one piece we are missing here. So we're just going to do this for a while and see if we can get him to give us a mending book. There it is. Got it. For 5 emeralds. Gimme. Let's go ahead and set a waypoint here. We'll call this mini trading hub. Sure. Save. There it is. And we'll go ahead and turn it off so it doesn't show up on our map. And there we go. We're good. Awesome. And after about an hour of AFKing at this thing, as you can see, my singularity tank is completely full. And if you look at over here, this is completely full. So, yeah, 1 spawner, not too bad. Let's see how much experience we get out of this. How about 41 levels worth? That'll totally work for me. And now we have spooky cave sounds, but hey, 41 levels means we can do a ton more enchanting. So let's go do it. Well, that doesn't suck. Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, Tombstone Soulbound, and Fortune to go along with our Fortune 2 pickaxe over here, which is now made out of uranium, you may notice, because, yeah, this one's broken. I need more Crimson Iron, so we need to go do something about that. How about the chest plate? Prot 4. Hey, there we go. Prot 4 and Breaking 3. Beautiful. Love it on the chest plate. So we've got our armor pretty well enchanted here. We do have these mending books up here. We also have looting, sweeping edge 2, and mending for the sword as soon as we get sharpness on it. So we need sharpness and unbreaking is what I'm hoping for on that. But we can also... We've got Silk Touch and Aqua Affinity floating around over here, and I think we've got enough grave dust now to make a book. Let's double check. Yes, we do. So if we do like this... what's the book? Is it 4? Am I missing something here? Where's the Corail? Tombstone mods. There it is. So we need Book of Disenchantment. Oh, that's why. Okay, we needed 4 lapis around it too. So now we can strip off. What do we want to strip off here? Silk Touch. Let's strip off Aqua Affinity, and we'll put that on our helmet, and then we'll have pretty much a completed helmet. And with Aqua Affinity and Mending on our helmet, that is almost done except for Unbreaking 3. It's the only thing we need now from that is Unbreaking 3, and we'll have a completely 100% like perfect helmet with Prot 4, Respiration 3, Aqua Affinity, Mending, and then Unbreaking 3 on it. I want to go play with some of our new toys now and just see how ridiculous some of this is. So let's go do that. So here we have a part of the cave I've been working on. So let's actually grab this one because this does have fortune on it. And we can fortune that, and that, and that, and this, and all of that, and this, and that. And pick up all those ores. Oh, and we got these. And don't forget this. Nice. And we got a bunch of stuff. Lots of nickel, zinc. Very cool. Okay. Let's go see if we can find some... Let's go see how fast our hammer mines now. And this is why I love the hammer. Once you get efficiency 4 on it, this is just so much nicer. One thing would be nicer to be the mining tool itself. So let's see if we can find some diamonds. There we go. Well, we only have efficiency 2, but let's see how many we get here. We got 10. Nice. All right, I'm going to mine for a little bit and then come back upstairs and we'll see about maybe finishing off our enchantments. Sharpness 4. Hopefully that's what it gives us and not anything weird. Knockback 2. Okay. I can live with that. Man, it is not happy up there. Okay, now we can grab our Looting 3, Sweeping Edge 2 Mending book. And we can totally put that on here to make the super sword. Now, it doesn't have life leech. I haven't seen life leech or the experience enchant. Maybe they got taken out. That's quite possible. But this is going to be just fine because look at the attack damage. It's going to do 11.5 attack damage, 1.2 attack speed, which is not great, but it'll work. So we have knockback 2, sharpness 4, looting 3, sweeping edge 2, and mending on our steel katana. And there's the super sword. I got to test this sword out. So we're going to take our brand new shield, our brand new sword, and we're going to go to... Well, first of all, we're going to go take a nap. But then we're going to go to a place where I need to get some stuff anyway. 3, 2, 1. And that place is the Nether. And the reason we're in the Nether is, well, there are a couple of different reasons. First of all, we need more Crimson Iron because I don't want to just abandon my Crimson Iron pickaxe. But the other reason is this. Hello, Mr. Piglin. Over here. Jump in the hole. There you go. And as you can see, we're having a little bit of issue with this. But we're going to basically barter with this Piglin here because, and I didn't know this, and I don't know how I didn't know this, but the way to get all the Modium nuggets in order to be able to do things like teleport to the mining dimension and make the giant miner and everything, the way to get them is Piglin bartering. They will sometimes toss out all the Modium stuff. Now, obviously, they're tossing out nether bricks, and leather, and gravel, and obsidian like they always do, but occasionally they will drop you... there's more obsidian. They will drop you all the Modium nuggets and all the Modium gear, which is just amazing. So, hopefully, we can get some from them with this 2 stacks of gold that I've got here. There they are. 2 all the Modium nuggets. We need a couple more to be able to get to the mining dimension. So if we get 2 more of these all the Modium nuggets, we can make a teleport pad going to the mining dimension, which is fantastic. That's great. So, and we've got these, of course, normal stuff, but that right there is amazing. So let's keep going. The other thing we came down here for was some more Crimson Iron, but as I'm digging, looking for some, we find this. This is a Piglin Bastion, I believe. So yeah, I can't think of a better way to test out some of our new equipment than with some angry Piglins. Yep. Piglin Brute, Piglin Brute. Dead Piglin Brute. And he took off half a heart. Those things hit hard, too. So the fact that he only got half a heart off of me, that's a really good sign for our new armor here. And in the chest, we've got some iron nuggets, some more nether bananas, bone blocks, always good, crying obsidian, sure. Hey, the snout pattern and a block of iron. Cool. And in this one, we've got netherite scrap. Hey, a block of gold. Nothing much all that exciting. How about this one? Ooh, lots of gold. Spectral arrows, some more golden boots, some more string. Enchanted tablet of cupidity. Can bring you fortune even if you have returned something evil emanates from it. Sure, we'll take that. Why not? Why not? Ooh, diamond shovel. Hey, if nothing else, we can break that down for bits and pieces of stuff. Take the golden carrots. A magic siphon sword. I don't know how I feel about that. And last box up here. Enchanted tablet of home. Hey, it teleports to your respawn point. Nice. More netherite scrap. Always good. And more of that stuff. Neat. All right. Well, we got quite a bit out of that, didn't we? Well, I think I'd call that a very successful test of our new overpowered equipment. And even though it's not completely and totally overpowered yet, it's getting there very quickly. So we did some mining. We went and fought some piglins and wrecked them in their little bastion there and grabbed all their loot. And we got a bunch of stuff to melt down in the salvager to get more gold, more iron, more everything. And we got our first aluminium stuff, which is very exciting. So we need 2 more nuggets to go to the mining dimension. We've got apples, carrots. It's very, very exciting. So I'm very happy that we got all this done today in this particular episode. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I hope you enjoyed coming along on our little adventure to become Overpowered Stage 1. There will be more stages, but this was Stage 1. Off camera, in between episodes, I'm probably going to do a little bit more enchanting. I'm going to AFK at the stray spawner a little bit more. Get some more experience, get that crimson pickaxe repaired, and probably put silk touch on it, and it'll be our everyday pickaxe for silk touching, whatever. But other than that, I hope to see you guys next time you come along here, which is probably going to be very, very soon. I have the next week off, not by choice, it just sort of happened that way. So I will be putting out a little bit more content next week. Probably look for 3 or 4 episodes next week, a combination of all the Mod 7 and Newcraft. So I hope you stick around for that. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this little journey we've been on. Please, on your way out the door, feel free to like and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. We're almost at 400 subscribers. It's been just a fantastic couple of months with all of you just subscribing. Every time I turn around, I've got new subscribers, I've got more comments, I've got more people joining the Discord. All those things. It's been fantastic, and I hope to see more of you here with us in the next episode. But hey, remember, I do this for fun, I do this for entertainment, I do this for stress relief, and I do this to make sure all of you entertain too, because I enjoy doing that. So don't feel like you have to do anything other than just enjoy my videos while you're here. So if you don't want to subscribe, you don't want to click like, you don't want to get involved or anything and just want to watch and have a good time, that's perfectly fine as well. So don't feel like you ever have to do anything while you're on my channel that you don't want to do. But whatever you do tonight, make sure you go out, play some games, have some fun. I'll see y'all again real soon. Have a good night, everybody.